Welcome to DIY and Reviews with Bill. If you love hands-on projects, honest product reviews, and saving money, you're in the right place. From DIY builds to testing tools and gadgets, I will break it all down so you know what works and what's worth it. Subscribe and join me as I take on multiple projects, put different products to the test, and try to help you get the best bang for your buck. So, without further ado, let's get right to it.
Alright, so here's just a few tools that I grabbed. Hopefully it's going to be everything I need. Just so you guys know, I did go to the parts store and grab all this stuff. I wasn't sure exactly what all I was going to need. So I grabbed a little more than probably necessary. For example, like these hose clamps. I didn't know if I was going to need them or not because I didn't have the truck with me since it was leaking. And obviously don't want to overheat the engine. So I just dropped it off at the house real quick, hopped in the Tahoe, went to the store, came back with the parts and the clamps, and grab some miscellaneous tools. So it's just various sizes hose clamps. I got this from my local parts store, as well as the heater hose connectors. But if there's Amazon links for any of this stuff, the exact ones that I use, or at least something similar, I will put it in the description, so make sure to check that out. But we're gonna go ahead and try to get started here. All right, so what we need to do, looks like this one does not have a clamp and probably some kind of crimp fitting, so I'm most likely going to have to cut this one to make it work, and I hope that it's going to be long enough for me to be able to make it actually work. And then this one here is held on by a hose clamp, but you need the quick disconnect for the very back. You got to get it in. You have to get it behind that connector right there. Well, so on the left one, sorry for the lighting, the left one I need the quick disconnect for, but this one on the right, on my truck at least, it looks like it might have already been replaced once before because it's got the squeeze clamp kind, or sorry, those squeeze tabs. So should be able to squeeze those tabs and pull that one off. The other one I am going to have to use the quick disconnect for. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the right one and do that one first, and hopefully be able to get the other one. I think I'm going to go ahead and go grab another hose clamp so that way I can just go ahead and try to pull both of these off at the same time. So I'll be right back. All right, so I grabbed a couple more tools here. One of them being a different kind of hose clamp. See, it's Duralast. I got this from AutoZone, cheaper model. The metal one, I don't know if it's cheaper. Might actually be more expensive. The metal one I got from my local Harbor Freight store. So, and then also I got these from Harbor Freight. It's just some 90-degree bend needle nose pliers. I'm going to use these to try to disconnect the right hose and see how it goes from there. But first, we're going to put our hose clamp pliers on. Try to minimize the amount of coolant loss here. Again, I apologize for any lighting issues. I don't have any magnet lights. You figure I would, but I surprisingly don't. Let me go see if I can find some better lighting real quick. All right, hopefully this lighting will be better. In case you're wondering, this is what I'm going to use. It's a little battery powered lantern. I don't know if they'll have this on Amazon or not. I guess we'll find out. If you guys have any recommendations, by the way, for under the hood lighting, something magnetic, rechargeable, or even, something that I can hook up to the battery, please let me know in the comments because I could use something like that. Okay, I think that might do for now. So, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna clamp a little bit low here so I have some room to move around. How this works, you literally just clamp it down all the way and you slide this down here. So I'm gonna set the camera down for a second. I need both hands for this. There you go, just like that. Okay, probably not the best pliers for this clamp. Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. I literally just bought a tool for that style of clamp, so I will be right back. Well, I didn't buy it, my brother gave it to me as a gift, so. All right, so this is the tool that I bought for those types of clamps. Got this from AutoZone as well, Duralast. So let's get that clamp off. Alright, looks like we didn't really lose a whole lot of coolant, and that just, plastic piece is stuck in there. I thought it came right off, but that's gonna be fun. I really don't want to cut this because I only have so much length, but I may not have any other option because obviously you don't want to break off any plastic inside of the hose, because if that gets in your cooling system, you're gonna have a fun job replacing the water pump. So for now, let's work on getting that plastic connector off. So, a bunch of videos I've seen, they say you push it in first and then pull it. This, on mine, it is not wanting to push in at all. Like, this thing is not moving whatsoever, other than being able to twist it. So this is definitely proving to be a lot harder than I expected. I kind of wish it was the other connector now, because it just seems like that one will come off a lot easier. See it? There we go. Well, I wiggled it, twisted it a little bit, and at least the black piece came off. Now I can focus on actually getting this one off. There. Yeah, a little twisting action, and it actually came off. But yeah, that is definitely a pain. Also, be careful. I hope that's not metal shavings. I hope I didn't gouge it, because if I did, that means it could cause a sealing issue with the O-ring that goes on here for the other one. So be very careful when taking that off. Do not gouge the metal, because you could cause a break in the seal and you'll still have a leak. Let's see if I can maybe get this out of here. There we go. I was able to pull it out, luckily. So let's go get our replacement. Okay, so essentially that's what this one looks like. So I believe, looks like it might be the 800-917 HP. Okay, well, it's definitely not the 917 HP. The diameter on the hose side is definitely a lot bigger on this one, so let's get the other one. And now that looks a little more like it. Okay, so got these metal tabs in here. Those are what's going to help keep it locked into place, and then you got your O-ring. So see if I can get a little dab of coolant here. Get my finger wet just to kind of lubricate the O-rings inside. Don't want to try to shove it on there completely dry. Actually, I got some coolant sitting right here on my intake manifold I can use from when it leaked earlier. Alright, so got it on there for a little bit of lubrication. It should pop right on. Like so. And we put our hose back on. Actually, I want to wait to do that so that way I can have a little more room to work with when getting into here. I probably should have waited to put that on. so I can have better room. If I remember right, it's a 5/8. Quick disconnect is what we'll need. So we're gonna try the metal set. This one's made from OEM Tools, 5/8. Okay, so it looks like the passenger side hose is going to be a to be continued video because the quick disconnect tools that I have, it will not disconnect it. They're too shallow. So I believe the one that I need, I'm missing the other half of it. I thought I had it in my bag. Apparently I don't, but it is longer than the other ones I have. Because what's happening is these aren't getting in there deep enough to pry those prongs out to release the quick disconnect. So I'm most likely going to have to go buy another one of these, I believe, from the parts store. I'm not sure. Maybe I can hopefully find one to 3D print. That would be really cool. And then if I break them or misplace them, just print another one. But for now, we're just going to continue on with finishing this up. So we're going to slide this back on here and put our clamp back on. See if I can get you a better angle on how this thing actually works. So you have these two grooves on each side that hook in to the edges here. Get it lined up on the center, and when you squeeze it, this is ratcheting, so it locks into place. And to release it, you press on that lever there. Really nice to have, because if you've messed with these clamps before, you know they can be pretty stiff and pretty hard to hold while you're trying to slide it down at the same time. So press the red lever. So sometimes you might have to squeeze it a little bit, then press it to release. There we go. Clamp is on, it's in place. Now we can start the vehicle and see if it continues to leak or not. Hopefully not. Hopefully I didn't scratch that tube and that the O-ring is creating a good seal. But later on I will do a video on replacing this other one because it's plastic. That is going to fail at some point. Hopefully I didn't just mess it up by twisting it. If I did, then that video is going to come a lot sooner than expected. All right, now we're going to start it up, see if we got any leaks. Hopefully not. Probably we'll have to let it get completely warm before we spot any leaks. But right off the start, nothing. That's a good sign. We're going to go ahead and let it run for a little bit, and then we'll come back, double check that nothing's leaking since it'll be pressurized and hot at that point. And if not, we'll just top off the fluid and call it good. Trying to get the proper lighting here. And in case if you were wondering, good old 6.0. Does not appear to be leaking at the moment, so we're gonna call it good. Anyways, I hope this video was useful. Again, if you guys have any recommendations for a better under the hood light, let me know. Leave it in the comments. I would love to see what different tools you're using for that. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, and be careful. Y'all have a good one.